Okay guys, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and make sure to comment. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Abigail and you're watching the Diva-dend grind. Thanks for watching my second video, and today I will be doing a Q&A with JMac Investing, and I will be asking him questions about dividends and stock investing and things like that, so that I can have a better mindset on things when I'm talking to you guys about what's gonna happen, because I don't even know what a portfolio is. Anyway, here he is.
Hey everyone, Jason, Dad. Go check me out.
But anyway, let's just get straight into it.
Alright guys, so a little different scenery today. We're hanging out on the front porch. It's like a fall, beautiful day, right?
That feels really nice.
So this is Abigail.
Hi.
Also known as
The Diva-dend grind.
And you know my channel, JMac Investing. So pretty excited about her wanting to get involved in the investing journey. So when we kicked off her channel, and I've opened up a first trade custodial account. For those of you who have kids and don't know what a custodial account is, it basically allows you to open up an account for your kids. It's in her name. I manage it until she's 18 though.
And then I take over, and then I have to manage it by myself.
It becomes hers at 18. So it may not be for everyone. Like you could also open up a brokerage account and you invest in it, but you know, the taxes and things like that are in your name. With this, there's a little bit of tax shelter. The specifics I have to look up. I was reading, I think it's like $1,000. The first $1,000 in gains or something like that are tax advantaged in a custodial account. But essentially at the end of the day, the reason why I say it may or may not be for you is once they turn 18, it becomes theirs. They can do what they want with it. We're telling her, and we're setting it up as it's going to be her college expenses, and how that's going to work. You know, when she gets out of school, it's going to be to pay for college and to pay for expenses after college,
so and that I can eat after I move out.
Right. Eat, live, have pay rent, those types of things. So we will just go ahead, we'll jump into the questions. She's got some questions about investing. So
should I just go ahead and ask?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. What is the difference between a blue chip stock and a dividend stock?
The difference between a blue chip stock and a dividend stock. And she wrote these questions herself. I told her to come up with some questions she wanted to ask.
I honestly didn't know if a dividend stock and a blue chip stock were the same thing, or if they were different, or if they even existed. I think a dividend stock exists. Dividend stock, that exists, right?
They both exist.
Oh, okay.
And that's why you asked it, so I can give you some insights into it. Oh. So the difference between a blue chip stock and a dividend stock is there is none. Some dividend stocks, blue chip stock is just a kind of a slang term for a really good company. Someone told me it's because the blue chip in poker is the highest chip that they offer, so it has the most value attached to it. Can I help you?
There's a giant wasp over there. I was just...
Oh, he's fine. As long as he stays over there,
yeah,
we're good. So that's what the term blue chip comes from, supposedly. Yeah, it's like the highest, you know, the most valuable. So, you know, so really great companies get labeled as blue chip companies. And so a lot of those blue chip companies are dividend paying companies. So they would be both a blue chip stock and a dividend stock. But there's also dividend stocks that are trash stocks. Go check out my trash. Don't forget to check out the trash video and to see some of those. And then some companies aren't blue chip stocks as well. All right.
Yep.
All right, so question number 2.
What stock do you think is good enough to make money but cheap enough for me to afford?
Right. So yeah, so we're gonna make our first purchase here coming up in a video soon. And so to answer that question, there's a few. I recently made a video of some good companies under $50, but I think for you and we want to lay a good foundation. So a lot of people do this. I even see this mistake being made on lots of investors, even some content creators, just trying to buy cheap stocks because for the sake of buying cheap. Of course, in your account, we opened up a first trade, so the stock price doesn't matter, but we're gonna lay a good foundation for you, and we're gonna buy some ETFs.
So I have no idea what that means.
Right. Well, ETF is, what stocks are?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So ETFs are a group of stocks. So you buy $50, like let's say an ETF costs $50, it could have
AT&T,
100 companies in it.
Oh.
So you're buying small percentages of a lot of companies in an ETF.
And are there normally good companies in that package? Like, can you get some bad ones in?
There's all kinds, yeah. You got a lot of options. And when we look at them, we'll look at the companies in them. Because you might tell me some companies that you want to invest in, and we'll find some ETFs if we agree that they're good companies. So some ETFs. And then what I think would be best to do is once you get a good foundation of some solid ETFs, then we can look into buying some individual stocks.
Okay, wait.
Later.
So do you think Starbucks is a good stock?
Starbucks is a good stock, but it's very expensive. You got $100 to spend on your first purchase, and Starbucks is like $90 right now, so you'd only be able to buy one stock.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. All right. So next question.
What could I do to make investing fun?
What can you do to make investing fun? Just be yourself.
Oh.
You're a fun kid, so just be yourself, and that'll be fun and entertaining to watch.
Yeah, because
I'm super entertaining too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course you are.
Oh, excuse me, I'm still overcoming this cold. All right, what we got next?
What is some good advice for me, a kid and beginner?
Yeah, so I kind of was covering that. As a kid, and meaning you're also going to be a beginner investor, you want to lay a good foundation up front in the companies /ETFs /stocks that you buy. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at making sure that your initial, it's just like when you build a house, you want to build out of something good, right? Solid stone, good foundation.
I've never built a house, but sure.
If you were going to build one though, wouldn't you want it to stand up through a hurricane?
Yeah.
Be on a good foundation?
Yeah.
Same thing with when you first begin investing, you don't want to, so here's the thing. So some people, they want to get the stocks that have potential to be $1 million stocks, right? Or something like that. But those are really risky, right?
Because they could drop at any time?
At any time, they could lose all their value.
Because you could buy it if it's expensive to buy because it's good right now, then something could go wrong and you've wasted your money on an expensive stock.
Yeah, exactly. So what you want to do is you build a good foundation, you got a good solid firm house, and then you can start making a few little riskier investments at that point later. But right up front, you don't want to do that. So you build a good foundation. What you got next?
Number 5?
Sure.
Okay. What is a portfolio?
Read the question. Well, how does it say it?
What is a portfolio?
It says, this one is kind of silly, but what is a portfolio? So that's not at all a silly question. And I think I told you this the other day when we were discussing it. But, a portfolio is just the stocks that you own. All those combined make up your portfolio. Pretty simple, huh?
Yeah.
Just the companies you own. That's what a portfolio is. So it's and then once you have a few, then you can see what percentages of your portfolio, like if you got 25% in Disney, 25% in Microsoft, you know, and then it becomes like a pie. So that's where the portfolio comes into play.
Okay, so is Disney expensive?
Yeah, a little bit. $135.
Oh, okay. No thanks. I'll just. What is something that you think I could start? Like, if I was buying an individual stock for my first stock, which one do you think that you would recommend for me?
Individual stock. Just from doing some recent stock screening, one of my favorite low expense entry stocks right now is Fastenal. Isn't that exciting?
I don't know what that is.
Fastenal. They make like nuts and bolts and tools. They actually make vending machines and stuff too.
Really? Okay, that's cool.
And they're like, it's like $32,
But does it make good money?
it's a good dividend growing stock. It's a good dividend paying stock. And yes, it's a growing company.
So is it kind of like supply and demand, where like if something is low right now and you buy it and it gets better, even though you already own it, if someone else were to buy that stock later on, if it got better, would it be more expensive than it was when you first got it?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, as the more people want it, the more they're willing to pay for that stock, and that's how it goes up in price.
So it's like supply and demand.
Exactly. That's exactly the stock market is all about supply and demand. If a stock falls out of favor and is no longer being bought, or it's being sold more than is being bought, the price begins to fall.
Now, would you buy a stock just because you like the product that they make?
You definitely want to take that into consideration, because if you know, and in some cases, there's because you know, obviously brands are what make up America, right? I mean, as you drive around and you see billboards and signs and commercials and ads and on, you know, videos like
glasses.
this. Yeah. So so if it's something that's really high quality that you use, look into the company and see if it's a good
stock,
company.
if it's like performing well.
You got it. You got it. So, well, I think we're good. I think this wraps up the initial questions for a beginner. So I hope you guys maybe got a little something out of it. Like I said, this really would apply to a beginner investor, not just a kid, but she's a kid investor on the come up. About that grind.
Yeah.
About that Diva-dend grind. So so like I said, do me a favor, go check her out. Check out her channel, subscribe to it,
go check out his channel.
Yeah, check us both out. Well, obviously you're checking it out right now if you're watching, so yeah. But we appreciate you guys. Till next time,
lots of love. Bye.
Doses.